Hey agents, this is Luis Moreno with Insurance Agent Training, coming to you with tip number 5. Got an email from an agent that said, Luis, I just wrote my first policy. What do I do now? How do I track it? Is there anything I should be doing afterwards? I'm going to answer that question as soon as you guys give me a thumbs up on this video. Comment down below. I'm the only one that responds. I'm a little slow right now, but I am trying to get to all the responses. I'm writing a lot of business and it's not easy, this OEP. And then the third thing, if you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It's growing. I just want to be out there helping more and more agents. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys my tracker that I utilize. So whenever a new piece of business is written, this is what's going to happen. So let me start sharing that tracker and I'll explain. All right, so you guys are viewing my tracker. A couple of things here on the tracker. Number one is I write down the effective date. Well, we know everything that we're writing right now has an effective date of 1/1. Once we get to December the 5th, the 16th, it'll be a 2/1. All right, I put down the date that they were written, first name and last name of the insured. Now on here, I have drop downs. Okay, how did we capture the consent? This is vital because sometimes we'll get a wet signature. Sometimes we'll get it over the phone. Sometimes these insureds have they're not savvy technology wise. And so we just do it via text on our phones. Either way, I want to find out how we've captured it. In case I get a complaint, I know where to go and get it. So I have this drop down menu that has it, whether I recorded it through the CRM, a wet signature, a voice. Maybe I recorded it through the phone call, a screenshot, maybe the office phone. They called my office phone and we recorded it there. So this information is vital. Then we do the same thing on the confirmation. How did they confirm? Was it through the CRM? Was it a text to sell so that they confirmed the application over the phone? Did we get a wet signature or did we do it through Health Sherpa? Okay. Then I have the agent. I have the carrier. I have a tracker of how many heads we've written, whether it's new business or renewals. I have a source. I like to know where these policies are coming from. Was it from was the source coming from a referral source or my book of business or who knows what? And then I have a tracker count. And then I have the NPN. Who did we write this under? Here in my office, I use my NPN and my wife's. So depending on where the client is, we need to make sure I annotate whose NPN. I write down here if there's any documents that are outstanding. Okay. Next thing I want to know is premium. Okay. Want to know if it's a $0 premium, I check the box. If it's not a $0 premium, then I want to know, did I collect the initial binder payment and did I set it up on EFT? Okay. If these are unchecked, what it means in December, I am putting them into a workflow where I'm going to start collecting some premiums. If it's a $0 premium, then I'm not going to worry about this thing. There's no initial payment to be taken and there's no EFT to be taken. Important that you are doing some kind of tracking. Okay. Now, as far as what you should be doing, number one, at the point of sale, you want to do a couple of things. At the point of sale, if there are any document requirements that are needed, what you want to do is you want to try to collect them while you're talking to them. Whether it's income, citizenship, green card papers, maybe certificates of naturalization, income information, get it now because they're going to forget and you're going to get busy. And if they don't submit the documents, guys, they're going to lose their subsidies, which means rates are going to skyrocket. So try to do that. The second thing that I would be doing is besides the eligibility requirements, I would collect the payment if a payment is due. Some carriers, you can only collect the binder payment, which means it's a payment that you apply now to bind the policy and get it in effect. And that coverage period is for January. Okay, some you can do the binder and also set it up on auto pay. So it depends on the company. United does that, Blue Cross does that, Oscar only lets you set up the binder payment, and I forget the others. So just kind of know what you can do. But those are the two biggest things that I would be doing at the point of sale. That way you can eliminate that. Now, if you don't do it at the point of sale, no big deal. Put it into the tracker so that after December the 15th, and I will tell you this from past history, that those 2 weeks from the 15th on to the end of the year, it's super slow. Okay, I mean, at that point, most people think open enrollment is done. That is a great time to start connecting with people and collect those eligibility requirements and collect those payments. Okay, now in January, what's going to happen is some people are going to find out there's still a few days left, 2 weeks left for open enrollment, and that might pick up a little bit. It does pick up a little bit more than the last 2 weeks, but nothing like the first 45 days of open enrollment. Okay, so again, you could spend the last 2 weeks on that on those two last weeks gathering any requirements and payment information. Other than that, there's really no other follow-up that needs to be done. You just got to do your thing, guys. All right, so with that being said, thank you. Final things, guys, down below, I've got my ACA Smart Books. End of this week, I will start working on the Medicare Smart Books. So I have the 2026 ACA Smart Book in English and Spanish. I have the ACA Smart. I will have by the end of the week the Medicare Smart Books. And what those books are, guys, those are reference manuals. These books are what I use as an agent when I'm trying to find any information. Instead of wasting some time going through Google and trying, or healthcare.gov or medicare.gov to try to get an answer, the majority of the answers to these questions are in the book. Okay, so go get that book. Guys, the final thing is I will remind you about the 4 things that you're supposed to be doing when you write a policy, okay, or as you're writing a policy. Consent and confirmation, these are CMS requirements. The other 2 are not required, but what I'm seeing, agents get terminated because they don't have these next 2. And the carriers are terminating the agents. Make sure that you're collecting the affirmation from the client that they want to enroll in whatever plan you're enrolling them on. What I'm seeing on customer complaints is these people from these representatives from the carriers are asking agents, well, where is the request from them to enroll in this plan? And if you don't have that, you're screwed. So make sure, what I do is I send a picture of the plan and I ask them, this is the plan you want to enroll in, correct? And I try to get some kind of affirmation for that. And then the 4th thing you need to be doing is you should be sending them the summary of benefits that explains the plan. All right, well, make sure you get that done, guys. I have a CRM where I have all that built out. So if you want to give my CRM a try, go down there and give it a shot. And finally, guys, don't forget, comment down below, like this video, and then give me a thumbs up. Guys, I appreciate all the support. This is Luis Moreno with Insurance Agent Training.